and 2. So that will be their first pick.
Okay. And now we're back to Averse and A1GG. Probably going to go for the standard Jumong. I can't imagine they wouldn't pick Jumong because Averse. Everyone who's watched Averse knows Averse is their Jumong. Yeah. And A1GG, on the other hand, I realize they're a bit flexible.
So it will be Croak picked up by Legendary, and we're just waiting on Project Vision's pick. They have a very small timer. We'll say a minute before I start yelling at them. But I think Croak's a very interesting first pick. Usually you'd probably want to not reveal your big bag carry hero. You probably want to go something like just go like Polymer or Lucy, just to say, oh, just a standard healer.
Yeah, that's a fair point. But on the other hand, since when does Legendary run any healers? Like seriously, there's not. Do they ever run healers? Maybe a Sirius from time to time. That's the only one I can think of. That's other than that, they're not going to be going because they're entirely about pushing forward. Especially, I mean, Arachne ninjas in particular, they're all about just getting in there and chopping you to pieces. So I would be surprised if they went for anything like that. That would be a tell in and of itself.
That is quite true.
And we have, yeah.
Pick 2 and 1 and 2 for the away side. Project Vision will be Jumong and Lucy. A pretty bog standard matchup, I would say, for any team.
Yeah, it's like first going for the Jumong A1GG with the Lucy, so Sketch probably going to go for Shifu. That would make sense. Maybe their style.
Just waiting on their pick. I'd say Jumong's probably one of the stronger heroes that's been going around right now. We did see pretty good plays in the European side during ESL, but it's also just great spacing and escapes by him, honestly. And of course, everybody knows Lucy. The barrier has been the bane of pretty much every damage dealer's existence since day one, pretty much.
Yeah, that is definitely... That is the best thing. That is the thing that really makes... Well, that and Clarity Potion make Lucy, I'd say, more than anything else. Although, with Jumong, part of it's Jumong, part of it's just Averse is really awesome. That's true. Averse is... we saw, actually, in the PRL tournament yesterday, there was another team running the Jumong older combo, and you could tell when you're watching Averse play it, as opposed to any other team, that Averse... Like other teams, yeah, they could pull it off well, but Averse is still Averse. It has to be respected.
Just getting into a 30-second warning for Akun before we start moving away.
All right, well, that's... I wonder why they're taking a long time. I mean, I would figure that they'd have... I mean, especially since they had the first pick, they just go for what they have. They have their standard team. I don't know if they'd expect Sketch to go for something completely different than normal. I mean, Sketch does have a few options, but in this situation, Lucy, Jumong, Sketch is probably going to go for something that will make space, like a Shifu or possibly a Bako. I can't imagine they'd be going for anything too out of the ordinary. Although Sketch isn't really someone I know to play Bako very much.
Well, yeah, that is true. I don't think that we're going to see a Bako out here with a little bit of nerf during the last patch. Rook, yeah, that... We've been seeing Rooks being picked up. The other option is probably Shifu, but I don't think he plays Shifu that well.
Sketch?
Yeah, Sketch. No, he does play Shifu, doesn't he?
Sketch is Shifu.
Yeah, Sketch is Shifu. I'm stuck on the EU side of things from Australia, so...
okay.
We're just getting... Arcune's just really discussing. It will be Shifu Sirius, and Away 3 will be picked up.
All right, so nothing out of the ordinary from Legendary.
Project Vision. Iva!
Oh! Well, that is different. I did not expect to have that coming up. I'm curious to see how that goes, because Iva presumably, Iva will be for Sketch. I mean, that does make space. You know, she rushes in. She can obviously also... Oh, more shields, come to think of it, too. Like, between the barrier and the zap. It's even more shields. You have the tasers, so you can just stop them from doing anything. and of course the shotgun. So she's going to be rushing up very close, dealing with all that stuff, and flamethrower too. Oh,
That
against
is,
Sirius as well. We're
yep.
gonna, man, we're gonna see a lot of. If you're gonna, I mean, I'm assuming they're gonna be playing like this. If you want to know how to deal with flamethrower, we're probably gonna see Legendary do a lot of cancels on their counters if they ever are countering a flamethrower, because that's what you do. And Legendary,
Yeah.
I'm sure they're gonna do that. That is the proper play.
We will be going into the map bans. Will be a 7-ban stock standard. Legendary is turned to ban right now. Just having a look at the idea of maps. Really, there's not much to think about right now. Maybe with Shifu Sirius, you want a more Wally map, I guess is the word. But apart from that, not much
Yeah,
underway.
I'd expect probably Skyring Knight will be the first one banned. That's often like a lot of people
Yeah.
don't like playing on that map just because it is so open. There's very little you can do with it. It's basic. It might as well not have walls a lot of the time.
Well, it doesn't. It's basically just a big X in the middle of the arena. The other,
Yeah,
of
exactly.
course, the alternative is, of course, banning Blackstone Arena Night because everyone hates that. The walls in the
Yeah.
sidelines.
Yeah, the walls in the north and south, those can be killer. I personally find it very interesting because of what you can do with it, but I can totally see why you wouldn't like that because as soon as you get into one of those pockets, it's very hard to get out, especially in threes, because the entire team can choke you in there, and you have to fight your way out of that tiny little hole without any center control. So those two maps I could see being taken out. I mean, ultimately, we are going to be
Day.
left with 3 maps at the end, and Mount Raz Day,
Oh,
the vanilla map, being completely taken out of the running.
this is actually going to be 7 bans, so we will just be banning until there's one map left, and then
Okay, that makes sense.
yeah. No,
I was
that's all good.
I was slightly mistaken, but Ormond Temple being banned by Project Vision, the day variant of Ormond Temple. Although, admittedly, Ormond Temple day and night are not that different. They have very slight differences, but overall, both maps are. I mean, it's a blocky map. It's very different because of the non-circular setup of that one map. So I can kind of see why they go for that. It does make Jumong's life harder, having to try to shoot around all those blocks. And Ibis too, come to think of it.
Yeah, Iva will be having a bit of a pain there. Probably will be seeing Ormond Temple Night being the second ban for Project Vision, probably. Blackstone
And
Arena Day banned out. Yep,
whoa,
there's the Ormond Temple Night.
Yep, there we go. So Project Vision being rather predictable. Legendary going for the day variants, which, as far as I understand, are typically the ones that are considered like Mount Araz Day. From what I've understood from doing in-houses and doing other tournaments, is that is kind of just a pretty safe map. Blackstone Arena Day is similar, and Blackstone Arena Night being taken out as well. No surprises there from Legendary on that one.
Yeah,
And
Mount Araz Day is basically the final destination of us. We will be going to Skyring Night as our first map. The X formation will be up. As
wow, okay,
we,
that's interesting.
yep, and everyone is ready up. Match settings have all been underway. This will be win score 5, round timer 2, and a great 3v3. Verse A-Wing and Sketch versus Jeffy, Reap What You Sow, aka Arcoon, and Ninjas.
Oh, as soon as the first gets ready, we should be able to get going. And there we go with, well, obviously the champion picks going that we've done this stuff. We know what they're going to go for.
Yep.
A1 on the Lucy, Averse on the Jumong, and Sketch on the Iva, with Jeffy Croak, Rubichuso as Shifu, and Ninjas with Sirius, which is completely sensible. This is essentially, other than Sketch not playing Shifu, this is a typical team. This is their typical composition. I'm curious to see what's going to happen in the next round, if Sketch is going to change at all, or if they're just going to stick with these teams.
I think Iva was just a bog standard last pick. Well, not
Yeah,
bog standard, like
she's
just
kind
something
of
to
unusual, but
something to scare a little bit, get a little bit of fear into the teams here as we do get into the Sky Arena Night. Nice, lovely night setting.
yeah, I mean, like I said, none of these teams are really wall dependent, so I'm not terribly surprised. I mean, if anything, they actually all depend on openness, although I'd say definitely far more so Project Vision than Legendary. And match starting with both teams getting pretty quick on the center approach. And Project Vision trying to get everyone else off the mounts and managing to succeed with Reap What You Sow.
Yep. Good into leap. Just trying to see if they can just absolutely dominate into this. Jeffy, Ninjas, and Reap What You Sow just getting really aggressive here. Project Vision just backing out.
Oh, Project Vision and Verse managing to steal the orbs. That's definitely handy for them. And the Deceit coming in last second, managed to get rid of Sketch. Sketch being completely crowd controlled out of there. Good crowd control combo, good barrier to get them out of there though, so they don't take too much damage. But on that note, they are still taking more damage, but at great cost to Legendary. Wow, Ninja's taking quite a bit of damage.
That being said, Verse, on the other hand, is in the exact wrong position. He does have to fade out of there.
Using both black arrows as well, but managing to use that effectively. But the Whirlwind against Machine Gun forced to get out of there because Sketch just can't stay in and stay alive. Wow, Project Vision taking a lot of damage. Reverse and Sketch being focused so heavily. A-Wing finally getting some hate on them, but at the same time, Reap What You Sow, a few good shots and they're done.
Well, we've been seeing a very, very aggressive side out of the red, as we do get a good ultimate from Ivor, but won't be able to do much. That's Sirius down.
Okay, that's Ninja's down. Reap What You Sow, everyone's petrified in their team, and Reap What You Sow down as well. Good steady shot in the black arrow, and one good hunting arrow. One good, actually, toxin bolt finishing the job.
Oh boy, that was
takes the first round.
That was quite a messy team fight out there. Jeffy getting really, really aggressive, just trying to push him back into the spawn, and it didn't seem to work that well. Just quickly looking at the scoreline, most damage dealt was by a Verse, but Sketch was still dealt more damage than the entirety of any hero on the side of Legendary, so you have to keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, I mean, given that it is range support, Project Vision is having to deal with the fact that they're not as rush downy as Legendary. They are definitely able to slip though. They're slippery and they took full advantage of that. Because like you're saying, they're getting caught up in their base, and they're opening their starting point, which is one of the unique things about Skyring Knight is that you do have that bridge to your start point. And then you have that little wall. Yeah. Everything else is so open. That's the one part that's closed off.
Yes, you don't want to be caught in there when a nice Lucy ultimate goes down there, because it's pretty much impossible to roll out of there. But we will be going into round 2. Pretty standard pickups on the Battlerite as we do get underway.
And, oh, nice, knocking Jeffy off their mount. Jeffy going in, and Reap What You Sow forced to go in after them, because otherwise that's just 1v3. And again, trying to go after Sketch. They're constantly targeting Sketch to the Verse, and the Verse is taking the pressure off of that.
A-Wing completely destroyed at the bottom. Ninjas just managing to slice into, and then, oh jeez.
Wow, 3v1s melting over and over. A Verse, I mean, anyone can do a 1v3 or 2v3, it's a Verse, but at this point, it's even harder. In a Verse getting completely focused down, 2v1, 3v1, finishing them off, and now Sketch stuck in a position basically desperate, but not able to do much. Wow, that split worked, which for Skyring Knight is difficult.
That is probably one of the most scary splits I've seen. There's no real corners in this map, which is probably why it's so shocking that you could get such a big 1v3 just pushing him against the side arena wall. But yeah, it actually managed to happen. I'm guessing A-Wing just didn't have his roll up or any of his ultimate bar. It was at that early in the match. Yeah.
At the start of the match, you're not going to have roll. And the thing is, a Verse escaped away from that to save Sketch. So then A-Wing GG just got completely crushed. Because everyone just came in and melted. Before we had a chance to even talk about it, A-Wing GG just melted. They were done. That is the power of 3v1. And I'm sure that A-Wing GG is going to be much more careful this time. I mean, they're all kind of careful, but it's tough when you're dealing with that, with Jeffy jumping over the wall and everyone just rushing down. Even getting them off their mounts and getting the snare is not proving to be quite enough in every case.
I think A-Wing got a little triggered there. He picked up his Swift Roll as his next Battlerite, as we do get underway with round 3.
And a bit of a split up coming in, but Project Vision getting back together, getting their composure, keeping Lucy safe, but a Verse, nice black arrow to get away from that Lunar Strike. Blue team does lose the orb, but at the same time, they are still together. They aren't They aren't being split out despite Legendary's best efforts. And there's the counter, and that forces Reaper2So into a really bad spot, into a 2v1 position, while at the same time, once again, A1GG forced to be in a 2v1.
Sketch got in-capped right before he was about to use his nice raining bullets ultimate. He will use it now. Gets some pretty moderate damage onto Reaper2So, who's needing to get very good leaps. Red's still controlling the mid.
Yeah, I mean, as long as... Oh, nice Clarity Potion getting Sketch out of that Petrify, although they are still stunned and in-capped and taking a lot of damage, but they should be fine. At this point, it seems like Project Vision, they have their composure. They've gotten into a pretty good rhythm on this match, so they have to make sure not to die, and to that end, we do have Sketch getting out of the way, but Sketch is almost dead, and with that Venom win, is it gonna... Ooh, nice kill.
It's... And either will be the follow-up, the Poison Explosion will get that down. Just trying to work out.
I'm not sure this rhythm's going. I mean, Averse smacking in right into Ninja's counter, very good counter into Luna Strike. But that's, at this point, oh man, I think if A1GG is dead and Averse in a 1v2 situation, triggering a counter and trying to predation the way out of there, getting the in-cap, so at least they have a 1v, well, briefly 1v1. I mean, Averse might be able to do this, but no, unfortunately for them, Reaper2So and Ninja's on that.
2-1 in favor of Legendary right now. Ninja's getting the MPV for not only just a great healing on his side, but also he actually managed to out-damage Jeffy, surprisingly, his own Croak team member. So that was probably the nice big laser beams helping him out there.
No, most of the damage was Crescent Strikes, apparently.
Oh,
Astral
okay.
Beam was 65 damage, and then... Yeah, even basic attacks. Blade 260 on Blade Flurry, 280 on Crescent Strike. So yeah, Ninja's is just in there.
Maybe Daniel was right as we get back underway. A little bit of meme there. Trying to get a good Petrify.
Again, Sketch getting... It seems like the strategy at this point for Legendary is just to get Averse and Sketch scared, force him to escape, and then, as a result, corner A1GG, because A1GG's escapes, of course, are meter-based. Now, roll is being used, getting out of there, but still, they need to keep together, and Averse not together at all. Averse is way out of position.
Yes, he has to really escape. You don't want to... Well, you do want to be in a good position as Jumong, both not that close, though. As we are missing on the Petrify. Averse is being leaped on onto 133. Does have the barriers and the zap. And the materialize.
And the healing and the machine gun unfortunately getting blocked by the wall, but dealing a significant chunk of damage. And down goes Ninjas. Let's see if Jeffy falls soon after. Reaper2So is relatively healthy and has the ultimate on. Just want to get that one Javelin, probably Javelin into Whirlwind. And there's the... Gonna get a Whirlwind.
Oh, nope, yes, Panic will... Oh, Jesus. Panic pushed him into Averse, who managed to just get all the Whirlwind, but it won't matter as we see Sketch managing to pick up that kill. It'll be 2-2 right now in this first map.
Yeah, Sketch saved the day there. That taser shot, just to save Averse. I mean, granted, it was a 1v3, but it was a very close 1v3 at that point. And one good shot from Jeffy. I mean, if that camouflage had gone through, that could have easily gotten rid of Averse. And then A1GG and Sketch were both at very low health. So a few good shots would have done it. But getting rid of Reap, getting rid of Jeffy with the taser stun, that was a very nice play to end off the match. So at this point, 2-2.
Just looking at these last Battlerite, Reaper2So picking up Blood first instead of the movement speed. Astral Beam will snare targets. Pretty standard sticky goo. I think that's most of the normal ultimates. Machine Gun grants a shield, so that'll be mostly it.
Yeah, it's pretty standard. I mean, given the amount of times that Sketch has been using Machine Gun and getting partially punished for it, I'm not surprised they're going for that right, but that's a very typical right for Riot, but that's the safe one. And at this point, Legendary's rushdown strategies, it's getting adapted to. Good jump away from that Lunar Strike as well.
Ninja's just getting absolutely clobbered here by the Ivor, managing to escape for now. As we do see him leap into the goo and then immediately out. Jeffy just realizes, oh no, I do not want to be here. And they are backing off, going back into the middle.
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of clever to stay in the goo, but now the orb... Warping and taken again, and double ultimate, but not working out. And nice prowl into the Seeker Mark incapacitate. But at this point,
A-Wing doesn't have a roll.
Needs to get out of there. Get out, you. Where's the roll? No, there's no roll yet. Lost the meter for it, but oh, A-Wing, don't die. A-Wing's good.
He was very close there. Had to build it up himself manually. Ultimate of Averse completely whiffing from the looks of things.
But at this point, Reaper so putting themselves into a 3v1. Very dangerous, but could pay off in spades. All the damage that's being dealt to Sketch. Averse being caught in a 3v1 again. But now this is going to come down to very, very tight moves. Depending on what's done.
One very good Jeffy ultimate could actually kill them right now. They are so low. Of course, it is. Yeah, they do have the escapes, but they do leap in. It is a very close 2v3 actually. In cap, that will do much.
Oh, and this shield does not work. Tractor beam shield not working, and that is Legendary taking this back. Are they going to take it back? I don't know. A1GG's not quite done yet. Okay, now they're done.
Ooh.
I mean, it would be very difficult for Lucy to win in 2v1 like that, but it's theoretically possible. Lucy's can be dangerous.
We have seen Lucy's pick it up, but just having a look at the scoreboard right there, most damage done by Averse, but pretty much even damage across the board. Either way, 3-2 in favor of the Legendary crew.
Yeah, so at this point, Legendary not getting knocked out of their mounts as much, and not also rushing quite as hard. But once again, we do have a similar situation to last time, where the entirety of Project Vision is set up, but now baiting out the counter, pushing Reaper in, but that just causes Legendary to get more aggressive.
Swift roll is used by A-Wing. He has to be very careful as Jeffy leaps onto him, and then decides to back out. And there's the stun onto him.
Oh, A-Wing, that was, they should have rolled back pretty soon, but still, that was really risky. Almost got completely taken out. And now at this point, they are just barely rolling their way out of there, but still, A-Wing GG, they're desperate to try to stay alive and not able to do so, sadly.
On the other side, though, we do see both of the damage dealers having, mostly full health compared to what the Sirius is right now. And then Jeffy will be trying to get in. Ultimate will land onto Ivor. Has to really jump out. No, won't be able to.
That's kind of weird that they went for the Tractor Beam rather than going for Jetpack. Tractor Beam is not going to stop that. I guess they must have been thinking further attacks might have helped them, but... No, but at any rate, Averse in the 1v2 situation, and does have full meter as well, so they could, but against another full meter, and not able to get the Prowl in, not able to get the Trap in. The Trap worked last time, but they didn't have either, or at least didn't use either, to get out of that Whirlwind. 4-2 for Legendary.
We are at map point. This is a best of 3, though, so we won't be seeing this game end just yet. We are in round 7. All Battlerite's picked up.
And it could very well be the last round if Legendary plays this right. And it seems like, it does seem like Project Vision is giving them a run for their money, but I don't know. Do you think Averse, not just Averse, do you think Project Vision is going to be getting this, or do you think they're just going to lose this and then switch characters to the next map?
I think the 3 rounds is a pretty short time in Battlerite. I think you can still take this. They just need to play their cards right. Again, signature aggression from Legendary as they just completely gain orb control and then just leap into Averse. A-Wing being left alone.
Yeah, A1GG being left alone, and that might have been a critical mistake at this point. That allowed a lot of damage to be done, and since A-Wing's still alive, that healing, of course, is still there. The Clarity Potion's still there. The barriers are still there.
74% compared to 50% on Legendary. And there's the ultimate, trying to hit on the ulting Shifu and managing to be pretty successful. A-Wing, slightly unsuccessful ultimate there.
And it looks like, I think Project Vision's got this round. We'll see, though. It's not out yet, but the beam on the other side of the wall, which allows that cover to be used. And hey, the walls do exist to some extent. And down goes Jeffy. Wow, I'm eating my words about mentioning losing the round. That was definitely something that did not make sense.
Reap what you sow, just going around the wall. He's trying to find an opening, as we do have Ivor with full ultimate, and yep, he will unload. Shifu down.
Nicely done.
3-4 in favor of Legendary, but there is chances for a comeback here for Project Vision.
Yeah, they definitely do. It seems like they've managed to get themselves together. As long as they keep A1GG safe, it seems like they have no problems getting this match. And if Legendary, if they focus A1GG, that seems to be the big deciding factor. And especially if they split up.
To be fair, keeping your healer alive is a top priority in pretty much any game, but as we do get back underway with round 8 of 9.
And the camouflage not managing to do anything, so Jeffy, however, is going around the back lines. A1GG getting hit hard, but double shield just to make sure that no damage is taken, and indeed, very little damage was. But again, Ribichu focusing so hard on A1GG, incapacitating, nice tendon swing, and at the same time, Averse out of the way, not helping out their teammate.
Here goes nothing, and just stunned into the goo, and that will be Shifu on such low HP. Shifu is down after Averse leaping into him.
And that worked out beautifully. I mean, flamethrowers as well being used, so Sketch going for that flamethrower play, not worrying about the machine gun anymore, and it's paying off. In spades.
Averse, full ultimate, but it won't be needing it as Croak does fall. We are going to a final round in this first map of Battlerite Community Series.
So yeah, we have 5-4 on. Well, it'll be a 5-4 win. Whoever wins. Now, will Project Vision pull back this comeback? Now, mind you, this is best of 3, right? So we aren't. It's not just the one map. There's going to be another map after this. We are still. They are still in this. Legendary is not out of this yet. Or Project Vision. Whoever wins is not just winning. Whoever loses still has another shot.
It was going down the wire, as we do see Legendary aggression from Legendary.
Just as their namesake.
Just an absolute mess of team fight.
And indeed, it looks like, again, another split. A1GG kind of cut off. Actually, everyone's kind of cut off. The entirety of Project Vision being cut off, but now managing to unify themselves. A good flamethrower to get in there. And the seat being black arrowed against Averse with the instincts, getting out of that damage.
As we do go back to the orb, it will be picked up by ninjas. Full ultimate. It will be a laser beam trying to heal up. Averse did take a little bit of damage, but oh, good ultimate, slamming him into the wall. Panic. Deadly injection doesn't kill him though.
I mean, that's definitely what you're gonna do. I mean, the whirlwind's gonna be there. There's nothing Shifu can do from that. Mighty Dragon Slayer, but at the same time, emergency zap to save Sketch, along with an emergency jetpack to get out of the way of a Venom Wind. And there's the proper Venom Wind again.
Oh, barrier.
Nice barrier. Clutch barrier to get them in.
Flamethrower by Sketch, trying to work out what to do.
And I think Sketch, well, finishing that round off. And Jeffy, can you do anything? No, unfortunately for Jeffy, that is the round. So 5-4 to Project Vision, taking it back. Good run back.
Jeez,
very nicely done. That Iva paid off, I think.
That Iva was probably, even though the scoreboard does not show how much damage and how much pain she did, although to be fair, Iva's more of a utility damage dealer, but that was insanely skilled there. Maybe we'll see Iva next map. That could be a selection.
I could see that. I mean, I'm curious what, I mean, part of it, the map is going to be interesting though, because Skyring Knight worked out beautifully for that massively range-oriented composition. But then the question is, what are we going to do for the next one? Because the next map, of course, is... I mean, I'm assuming the next map isn't the same. But assuming the next map isn't the same, then yeah, we're going to have an interesting setup, because Skyring Knight, that's pretty much the best map for that particular composition. So what do you think is going to be done for the next one?
Well, I think what might happen is they will be trying to work out whether to go Ivor again. And I think they might, because it did work out pretty well. But then again, do you want that shock value from trying to trying to get a little bit of mind games? The draft phase being here. We are just waiting on the first picks for this second map.
Yep.
So it will be Vision first. Just doing this in chat.
So I'm kind of curious what they're going to pick because, I mean, their build definitely does not want to. I mean, they probably want a more Wally map. I could see Blackstone Arena Day being what they'd like to go for. Certainly wouldn't want that Skyring Night again. Although, admittedly, they weren't doing too bad on that map. It wasn't like it was working against them that hard. It's just that they don't have much in the way of range. You have a few things from each character, but it's not what they mainly do. So that openness does not benefit them.
Just waiting on Vision to decide their first hero. Is it hero or champion? I'm gonna be one of those guys. What do you think? Hero or champion? What do you call?
I personally go with either, depending on the conversation. So yeah, kind of a non-answer there. Although,
non-answer.
admittedly, I see champion as being a better official word. Hero's a bit more generic. I mean, they're both kind of generic, but champion harkens back to Bloodline champions and just the whole fact that that's part of it. So I'd say I would personally go with champion if you're going to talk about it in a more professional sense.
Chat's agreeing with you there, champions.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I usually use character and being generic about it.
First hero pick will be Jamong on the side of
Project Vision.
Averse. So that's pretty standard. Let's be honest here. Jamong did work out pretty well during that first round.
I can't see them not going for Jumong.
Yeah. So legendary first and second. I'm going to have to bug Akun again.
Yeah, it seems like Kodakne is. They need to pick. Come on, get your. I mean, they're probably just chatting with their team, trying to figure out what to get. I'm not sure why, because like I said, this is a game where players typically have like one or two main characters they play. So I don't know how much deliberation is required when you're doing this sort of character pick stuff.
A little. Like, you gotta work out when to do all this stuff, I guess. We're going to also have the map bans in a second after this hero pick, but it should be okay. Sirius and Croak.
No surprises there.
Yep. Vision 2v. Vision's up next with their second and third.
So the question, of course, will be Iva. I'm guessing Lucy's still going to happen. Although I could see Awen GG going for. I could see them going for something completely different because their Lucy was. I mean, they were doing well, but it was the target. It was the thing that everyone was trying to kill. And Iva Lucy, we are in fact having the same composition from Project Vision. And is Legendary going to go for Shifu again? That's the only real question at this point.
I'm pretty sure they will go for Shifu again, as we do get. Just waiting for that last thing as we get before we get underway.
So,
unless you want to go Rook, maybe, but even then, I don't think that's. Nope, it will be Jumong.
Okay, so we have a Jumong mirror on top of everything else. This will be interesting. I'm guessing that is going to be Ribichu So going for that Jumong. Oh, this is so Jumong and Jumong on a Croak and Sirius.
We are just waiting for the captains to join the map ban, as we will be waiting for captains for this second map to be chosen. It is currently 1-0-2 Project Vision.
Yeah.
Do you think with the double Jumong, any real scare, like fear on who could be what map? Malraz Day, first ban.
Malraz Day again? Legendary really is not like that map. I'm guessing they're going to go for the Malraz Night as well. I mean, for what they're trying to do, especially because the thing is, their setup, they're probably going to be aggressive. So my guess is Jumong's almost just going to be a damage, almost a support in the sense that they're just there to provide a bit of extra damage, a bit of extra control. Because Sirius and Croak, they're going to be rushing forward. They're going to be pushing. They're going to be pushing Project Vision as far back as possible, just without having to worry about risking Shifu's health in order to deal damage by instead having Jumong. So I could see them going for something a little bit more. I could still see them going for something kind of open.
Well, Project Vision will be banning Orman Temple Day, not wanting those walls up again.
Yeah, no surprises there.
Everyone, I've seen a lot of Ormond Temple's one of those weird maps where like you either love it or hate it, like with a passion, just because of those just square rounded like those square walls.
Well, yeah, exactly. And the thing is, with this map, because the way it's being done, it's a map striking system. I mean, unless both teams are much less comfortable with every other map, I seriously doubt we're ever going to see Ormond Temple played. I'd be very surprised if both teams were comfortable enough with either variation compared to everything else. And Mount Araz Night and Blackstone Arena Day being taken. Actually, Blackstone Arena's completely out. Mount Araz is completely out. And Skyring Night or Day. Skyring Day this time. So we're moving a 12-hour time period forward from last match to see what happens when it's daytime and the walls have been turned 90 degrees.
Not only that, but you do have a little bit more corners there in the area. It's those walls actually just back up basically on the X, surprisingly.
So yes, indeed. So that is going to be the thing to do. At this point, we have, I'll say the same. Well, the compositions we are already aware of. Ribichu So is going to be going for Jumong. Everything else is completely unchanged. But we noticed last game, now granted, there's no Shifu this time, so we aren't going to see the counter pops into the middle of Project Vision. And with that, that might mean they aren't quite as powerful again on those corners, but at the same time, I'm sure they're still going to be scary on those corners. That's going to be the thing to watch out for if it's anything like last game.
We will be underway with our second map of this 3-game series.
And none of the Battlerite picks out of the ordinary. Everything's relatively typical. If you want to know what to pick round 1 with these characters, other than A-Win GG, because that Clarity Potion one, that's if you really know what you're doing with the Clarity Potion, pick that. Otherwise, go for Panic.
Or, to be fair, we have been seeing a lot of barriers picked up as well in on Lucy, although that's when you have a really aggressive melee on them. Yeah, but like it should be standard. Yeah.
And wow, those Clarity Potions coming out like every time they're needed. Absolutely perfect coming out of there from A1 GG. And at this point, Legendary have a much harder time putting Project Vision into a tight spot. On the other hand, Project Vision doing great at controlling this map.
Ribichu So taking so much damage, he really needs to back out. Nope, never mind, Jumong is down, and then with the Ivor ultimate, it's just a question of what to do here. Oh, good ultimate on the side of Sirius, though.
Indeed, that ultimate, it did break the Incapacitated on reverse, but another Petrify coming in there. So once again, another 2v2 and 2v1 briefly with a nice Camouflage stun. And
oh no, he doesn't have an escape.
There's the goo finishing off everything. Wonderful goo. That goo's becoming more and more handy. Players have been becoming far better at knowing when to throw it out there, because it's one of those things that's very hard to do properly. And as high-level play goes, it's awesome to see.
Well, it's just the fact that players have, over the last month or two, just been able to learn when the cooldowns for those escapes are just on point and when they're off. And that just means that A-Wing just knows, okay, there's no escapes for them, just lay down the goo and they cannot get out.
And that definitely worked out very well. And there's the Camouflage, and the Camouflage gets pulled out there. The stun not managing to do a whole lot, though. Not enough there for support damage.
As we get back into that little tight choke point, Orb will be picked up by Averse. Good Panic Flask to point the Croak away.
Yeah, the blue team now finally losing center control somewhat. Red team's getting in there. And once again, A1GG is slightly out of position, but no one's really punishing that. It's 3 1v1s going on very briefly, and that's punishing Eric in a Reap, rather.
That being said, he does manage to get land an arrow into Sketch, though it doesn't hit a wall, surprisingly.
That does do the damage needed.
Both Jumongs are actually quite low right now. Either one could fall immediately. It's just a question on which team first. It will be
Impact Blues.
But that being said, Averse will be counted on. That is their Jumong down, and it's going to be a 2v2.
Yeah. So at this point, this composition in a 2v2, Thankfully for the red team, they have far less damage on them. But A1GG getting all the pressure. That Petrified Bolt saving their life. And yeah, the taser as well to help out. The flamethrower to finish the job. And that was, man, that was definitely the good split. That was the thing they needed to do. Get Jeffy off of A-Wing. And then at that point, A-Wing could just save themselves.
Ninja's having to fight through a barrier and then is petrified himself. That's no way for a good... Nah, he's given up, I think. Or no, he's just walking back, trying to troll the game out. Going near to... There's the circle of death, and... Or maybe just trying to trick him out. No, that will be death.
Almost, but not quite. I mean, bearing in mind, A-Wing has the Petrified Bolt. They can come near them, fine. Go turn to stone. Have that for a dent. It's like, that's all it is. And A-Wing, wow, they did a lot of petrification. That was kind of their thing that round. Just keeping Legendary from getting too cocky by keeping them stone.
Yeah. Do realize also that if you haven't played before, the Petrify on A-Wing does mean that he has to use his ultimate ability barrier to his ultimate meter. So landing those Petrifies is very, very hard. Either you hit it and it works, or you don't, and you've just used up a whole 1/4 of your bar. It's not very good.
Yeah, although it does have splash damage, so especially in a composition where when Jeffy and ninjas are right next to each other, that can be extremely productive. But at this point, red team's still trying to poke in the center, and nice pull, the red team getting the orb there. I mean, that looked like a clarity potion to knock it out of the way, which if it was, that was very clever.
Just trying to fight through this choke point. Averse does leap in and is trying to find a good person to snipe.
And at this point, it looks like that is not really going to be anyone. No one's really in a great position to be sniped right yet. Although Reaper just with the ultimate, smacking Sketch into the wall. Sketch taking loads of damage. The barrier helping, but still, that's still a lot of damage taken. Sketch should have health. Sketch with the ultimate up though, and the ultimate as well from there. Ultimates all around. Everyone has an ultimate today.
The crippling goo just trapping in ninjas. He's unable to get out. As we do see Jamong Averse falling there. This could be
up by Reap too.
Yep. Good ultimate, but then the ninjas actually get stunned halfway through the laser beam, and it will be ninjas falling down, being seeked out.
And barrier to save Sketch. Sketch still in touch, but perfect timing on that jetpack. Got out of the way of the Dragon Slayer. That would have been death, and as well, as you can see, A1GG desperately pushing away with the clarity potion.
Sketch's ultimate.
Oh, does they have roll? They have roll? No, they didn't have roll. Oh, if they had
Sketch
roll.
On such low HP, he does have to. No.
There's no way. That was impossible.
Prediction.
If they jumped, there was no way other than jumping in far enough away that they couldn't be seen, because Reap is just gonna shoot like that. That's gonna happen. Anytime you see an Iva jumping, you can kind of tell their trail, and once you know how far that range is, you know where to aim. It's not usually a big deal.
Just having a quick look at the Battlerite's potency, adhesive component, swift roll, and stimulant. He's been picking up swift roll a little bit more instead of the usual more heals. A-Wing, pretty much standard. Otherwise, spit instead of cut the more camouflage on Jeffy. But that's people have been playing spit for a while.
I mean, spit's pretty safe, right? It's not, obviously, the camouflage damage is always great, but having the extra toxin charge, it's a little extra healing, a little extra sustain, it makes it a bit easier, given that the healer is a very combat-oriented healer as well, being serious. And nice triple petrifying the bolt as well, taking the orb, just stealing that. That was a great play.
There is no bans for this, it's just a regular snake pickup for the heroes, just having a look at chat, but oh, Sketch is getting absolutely hammered by Ninja's ultimate there. Iva's down.
Yeah, they're down, and Averse getting a bit of incapacitation, but still very, very split up. Red team's completely split up, and is there going to be a roll out of there? We need to get a roll. A1GG, rolls. Okay, gets someone out of there, but gets snared in the process, so unfortunately not able to escape, and is that going to be their death? Because if that's their death, That is going to be their death, and down goes Averse 2. This is turning around. Well, sort of, 2-2. Legendary's not letting up.
What do you think? Is it just being that Legendary's just learned to stay back a little bit and not be as aggressive on the push?
Well,
because
with Jumong, they can't be. I mean, it's not a Shifu.
Yeah. Oh, that is obvious, yes, but they are still quite aggressive. They're continuously just trying to take the middle orb and just that center circle of pain. As we do see Sketch petrified.
Right, yeah. I mean, yes, this does happen, but the thing is, not as aggressive as the last time. And actually, it looks like Project Vision being much more aggressive. Sketch pushing in with that I have a jetpack. But the thing is, last game, Legendary was pushing Project Vision back to their start location. Whereas this game, they're just going to center and staying there. Mind you, Skyring Day with the walls, it makes sense.
We do see Sketch getting a little bit too much damage there, as he does have ultimate as well as a verse, as well as ninjas. It's just going to be a question of who goes for it first.
Now, going for the flamethrower, I think Sketch is not really going to bother with machine gun too often, especially with this composition with Jumong being able to just come in, prowl, incapacitate. That's probably too risky. And there's the goo, but doesn't manage to do anything. Good escape by Reap. And pull out the
no, he gets him back.
Him in. Oh, so close.
Report you so low right now. He's rolling into Sketch and then rolling back out. It's going to be very close. Who falls first? It'll not be Repot Yuso or Ivor. They just jump right back up. Oh no, Averse. Averse just sliding in and trying to work out what to do. And that will be crooked down.
I think Averse might get Averse gets all the kills. Looks like.
Yep.
Actually, that was between Sketch and Averse, but Averse finishing off all the opposing team members. I mean, Sketch playing very risky now. They really, I mean, they can. They are up, but it's like they're playing super risky. Just jumping in there and going, oh no, they lost last time. What am I saying? Why are they playing? Oh, they're playing risky's paying off, but no, they're playing risky because they, I guess, figured they had no choice.
Nothing much in it there. Quick fact, since we've got all Battlerites, both Jumongs have picked the exact same Battlerites, so this will be quite fun.
Indeed, so we have, I mean, yeah, it's true, they have. But it's pretty typical the same as last time. Not much has changed in terms of their overall choices. However, what has changed, again, is that, I mean, we just see Legendary not pushing it as much. And another goo.
Crippling goo, and into the tractor beam!
It works!
As we do see Jeffy getting seriously low. Repot Yuso has to be very careful here. He's trying to walk away. He's used all his escapes. That laser beam will help, but is panicked off. The orb is just being ignored. Nope, never mind. It's picked up by ninjas. And then Jumong falls.
No, but ninjas fall. Jeffy's one good shot. There it is. There's that shot to kill, and there's no Dragon Slayer now, but that doesn't matter. Averse and A-Wing GG. They just have to stay out of this. But A-Wing alone as Averse petrified. Good barrier there. Getting through that. Taking no damage in practice. And now Petrified Bolt just position properly. And maybe get the win that way.
Orb will be taken by red side. And that should be the round. It will be. It is currently match point in favor of Averse, A-Wing, and Sketch. This Project Vision side could take this 2-0, actually.
Yeah, one more good round, and they have it. That's theirs. So at this point, the one thing left to do for them, just take this round. And they already have this under control, so it's a good start.
We already have seen a 3-round catch-up, so it is possible to see a very big backup here. Any comebacks is going to be interesting. Double Petrify. Orb is getting nabbed.
So at this point, yeah, blue team with the orb. And this is definitely the level where you do want to not lose any orbs if possible, because that's a big deal. And A1GG able to barrier out of there, but taking a lot of damage in the process. Okay, and incapacitate, that worked out. Incapacitate side too.
Lucy getting seriously damaged and stunned. That's going to be A-Wing unable to roll out, even though with full ultimate. No, he's used his ultimate and he's just getting everyone into the crippling goo. Oh no!
Wow, that was a gambit. That paid off in spades. I mean, A1GG basically gambled their life on winning this match, or their character's life, I should say, and it worked. They actually managed to make. I mean, it was so tempting. The bait was there, and they baited their opponents into that beautiful happy birthday.
Oh, jeez. Just absolute pain there. But great play there. It will be Project Vision 2-0 against Legendary, but that scoreline 2-0 doesn't really tell the whole story. That was a very, very close match on both sides, both first map and second map. But we do have to say thank you very much. We will be going to our second game right in a few minutes. That will be, as I look it up,
Reformed versus any Tour EU winners.
So
Hopefully
it will be
not symmetric.
Yeah, it will be NA versus EU, as we will come back right after this very, very short break. Don't go anywhere. More Battlerite after this.